Hello, I'm Pastor Dave, and this is your sermon recap for Monday morning, May 10th, 2021. Here we go. This week, as we face the run-up to Pentecost, it is a good time to turn our attention to the work of the Holy Spirit. Anytime we bring up the Holy Spirit, we often have questions. This is because we can struggle to understand the work of the Holy Spirit. This is not because we don't care, but because we often focus more on God the Father and His only Son, Jesus Christ, than we do the Holy Spirit. When we do get to the Holy Spirit, we often are not sure what the Holy Spirit really does. Because of this, we often expect the Holy Spirit to work in a certain way. And this is something I've experienced throughout my time, both as a seminarian and as a pastor, where people often think that the Holy Spirit will only work in a specific way, or if the Holy Spirit's with them, they must feel something or do something a certain way. But that's not always the case. And for us to fully understand this, it really shows that when it comes to the Holy Spirit, we struggle. And we struggle because the Holy Spirit is at work, but the Holy Spirit is also working in ways we do not completely comprehend. This says nothing about the power and majesty of God, but more about our own shortcomings as creations of God and as a fallen people. And in many ways, we do get in our own way. Yet when we are open to the work of the Holy Spirit, we start to see things that we did not expect. More and more, as we open ourselves up to God's work in this world and in our lives, we see the Holy Spirit at work more often. We see things happening we didn't notice before. And as we grow in faith, and the more we develop in our faith and are open to the work of the Holy Spirit, it is hard to deny the works of the Holy Spirit. And when we truly look for the work of the Holy Spirit and see the work, there's one thing that truly becomes apparent, and this is more important than anything else. We need to give the Spirit room. We cannot control the Holy Spirit. We cannot demand the Holy Spirit act in a certain way or at a certain time. We can't expect certain gifts. And we can't attribute everything to the Holy Spirit because some things aren't from God. Some things do happen randomly or by chance. Yet, some things we say may be random or happen by chance very well could be the Holy Spirit at work. We just don't realize it yet. But in the end, we ultimately all need to choose whether to give God the space to work through the Holy Spirit and whether or not we allow God to use us. So that's your recap for this week. Remember, we worship at 8:45 at East Salem and at 10:15 at Otterbein. We also live stream the East Salem worship service at 8:45 on the East Salem UMC Facebook page. But until Sunday, I'm Pastor Dave, and I hope to see you in the pews.